Salutations, Serjavians. It is Kevin, also known as Serjay Svek, back with another stream. Good to have you back. Good to see you all, and I would like to thank you all for coming back and joining me. It's been a long time. Actually, it's been 2 months since I had a stream of my own, and I'm thankful that everybody who chose to stick with me has been very patient. Just some things that have been happening since lately. We are now at more than 200 YouTube subscribers as of today, and my Kuji-in video on YouTube is now at more than 10,000 views. And I wasn't able to do all of that without all of your help. So for everybody who is new to this channel, my name is Kevin, also known as Serjay Svek, and I'm thankful for being part of your day. You can go ahead and do whatever you want. Put me in the background. Let's just go ahead and have fun together on this Sunday. So once again, I would like to thank you everybody for choosing to drop by this channel. And let's go ahead and play a new game. This game actually is a first for this channel, but it is not a first for me. It is Ascension, the deck building game. And I've been playing this actually for quite a few years already on mobile. And now I have the Steam version ready, so let's go ahead and actually enjoy and find out, how to have fun building decks and beating the competition. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so now we've got a problem. It appears that the game screen has disappeared. Well, that's just how it be sometimes, I guess. But yes, while we're at it, I would just like to say thank you very much for dropping by once again, Ren, for always showing support on the stream. I appreciate it very much. And let's just go ahead and check if you guys can actually hear what's happening. Hold on. So while we're at it here, I just wanted to share that this game is actually... I'm wondering if you can actually hear the game audio, though. That's the first question. You can hear the game sound? That's good. All right. So let's try this. Oh boy. Sometimes, these things just happen when you're least expecting them, but that's just how it is sometimes. That's the funny part, especially since I was expecting that it would work with 2 screens, but now I see the screen, so let's see if it can see it. All right, so thanks very much for your patience. Apologies for any mishaps. Let me just lower the volume down a bit. Okay, so good. Okay, good, I can see the game. That's good. Thank you very much again for your help, Ren, in a little bit of tech support. So yes, welcome once again, everybody, to Ascension, the deck building game. So this is something that I've been playing on mobile for a couple of years now, and it's actually free to play on mobile. But you do have to spend in order to get the expansion decks. So there's that. And if you want to play it on Steam, you do have to pay a price up front. But that will give you the original deck and all of the decks, the expansion decks, up to a certain point. And then you'll have to pay for Delirium and Deliverance separately. So anyway... the reason why I chose this game today is because I wanted to... I do enjoy giving tutorial videos, so this is my way of, sharing this game that probably not a lot of people in my circle know about. So I thought that maybe this is a good opportunity to share what I know and why I love it so much. So we're just going to do 2 players. So there's just me and the CPU, and... this easy difficulty, we're gonna go bring it up to hard difficulty. And as you can see, we've got all the expansions here, but for now we'll just start with the first edition and then we're going to move it up a bit more, and then we'll move up to current. So just that way it'll be a little bit easier to explain the rules without all of these things happening in the background, you know. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this then. Alright, so the CPU is going first. They're going a bit too fast, so I'll just let them play out their turn, and then when it's my turn, I'm gonna go ahead and explain. Alright, so when you start Ascension, this is a deck building game. So if you think about games like Magic, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or Pokemon, what you have to ensure that you have the best kind of cards to win. And sometimes that means you have to buy a lot of cards on their own or buy booster packs and such. But for games like Ascension, this is a deck building game. So what happens is that every person that plays this game always starts with weak cards. And in order for you to win, you have to build your deck by getting cards from this center area. And once you're able to do that, you will gain points, and the person that wins the most points at the end, gets the most points at the end, is the winner. So this is what we need to do. Milas, thank you very much for dropping by. Tabletop, right up my alley. Yes, I really encouraged you to be part of the stream, Milas, because I know that this is something that you would appreciate. So again, this is Ascension, the deck building game, available on Steam, but free to play on mobile. So we'll just play the game, and then I'll explain the rules as we go along. So here I have 5 apprentices. So each apprentice has a +1 value of rune. So I'll just play it and then I'll explain. So what this means now is that since I have 5 rune power, that means I am able to buy any of these green highlighted cards here. So yes, Milos, it's more on deck building, and Ren's not in my alley, but interested because I play different card games. I think you'll be interested, because this is, for me, I find this a bit easier to get into than Magic, only because everybody starts at the same level playing field. So each, whenever you see a triangle here, that includes the cost. So I'm able to get these cards here and not these cards because there's 6. And these cards up here are always here. So you've got oh no, I didn't I didn't mean to get the Mystic. I was supposed to highlight it, but fine. That was a 3 cost, and this heavy infantry is a 2. So an apprentice only gives you +1 rune or buying power, and a Mystic gives you 2. And heavy infantry will give you +2 to your attack power. Attack power will be useful eventually when you start defeating monsters, either in the center or in the cultists here. So I'll probably fix the options so that I think I'll try to fix the options so that I can highlight, because I can do that in the mobile version, because sometimes the text is too small. But anyway. All right, so Milas says, we have to play in person next time. All of them are fun and mind-bendingly fun. Tabletop is a beautiful. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful game. So, okay, so now I no longer have any points, any rune points here, because I've gotten the Mystic and the heavy infantry. So I'm going to end my turn. And what happens is that, unlike in games like Magic, all of your cards here will be shuffled out and discarded, meaning there's no lands that you will have or any leftover stores. You have to start all over again. And any cards that you collect from here will be put in your discard pile. But then when it's your turn, eventually they will be available for you to collect here. Like, see? So your Mystic is now here, the heavy infantry is here. So this will come hopefully in my next turn, but for now, we'll just end my turn here. They got the Wolf Shaman, that's good. Nice. Alright, so let's aim for... Okay, so I've got a Militia 2 militias, so now I can actually defeat a cultist. So this is a free monster that's always going to be available, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let's see what we can get. So we don't have anything else. We don't have enough, unfortunately. So we'll just get the another Mystic. My playstyle is more of trying to get all the runes here, because whatever you can buy with runes are heroes. So heroes are like your creatures in Magic, and constructs. Constructs are similar to artifacts and enchantments in Magic. So these are items that will give you extra effects. When you put them in play, they will go give you an extra gift. So for example, this Yggdrasil staff, once you have it with you, once per turn you will gain 1 extra attack power, and once per turn you can spend 4 of these runes to get an extra 3 honor. So going back to the honor, you start with 60, and in order for you to win, you need to have more honor compared to your opponent. So he already has 1, I have 0. So let's go get another Mystic, and then defeat a cultist. I get 1 honor now, so we're both tied. I can't do anything anymore. Let's end the turn. What I'm really looking for is this twofold Ascara, because you can copy the effect of a hero played this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and aim for that. But for now, let's go for heavy infantry. Heavy infantry is +2, so now I have 3. And then I can go defeat Samael's Trickster, which requires 3 to defeat. And my reward for getting it is 2 honor from here, and then an extra rune power. So let's do that. I like it when you defeat these guys, because they have sometimes they have very weird and interesting sounds. Alright, so now I have 3. Okay, we've got 5 total. I can get either Arbiter of the Precipice, which allows me to gather 2 cards and banish a card in 1 hand. Banish here means it's like, say for example, I still got these 5 here. When I draw 2 cards, then I'll have to be forced to banish it, like throw it into the void here, into the Shadow Realm. What that means is that I'll no longer be able to play that card in the game. And for some people like me, I want to get as much cards as I can. But the problem with the thing with deck building is that you have to be more efficient. Because if you just get all of these, little tiny value cards, that means that it will become a very long time before you get to the cards that you actually want. So sometimes you have to banish, or to answer Milus's question, the void is like exiling. It's like exiling from the game. So there's no going back to that. The discard pile here is sort of like the graveyard in Magic, but they will eventually come back. But from the void, it's exiled, so it's all gone. You're not able to play it again. So, and yes, you do have to match the value of card's value to beat it or to get the item. So for now, I'm going to get this twofold Ascara, and as you can see, every hero or construct also has its own honor value at the lower left. So this one has a 2. It's not going to deduct from the pool over here, but at the end of the game, how you will actually win is if you get more honor than your opponent by defeating monsters, for example, and by the value of the honor that you have total from your cards. So it's actually 2 ways to win. So you'll get it when we actually end the game, and you'll see. So for now, let's get the twofold Ascara, copy the effect of a hero played this turn. End the turn. I still have 1 honor, but I can't do anything about that. It's gone. So no, I forgot what it's called. Mana burn or something like that in Magic? Something like that. Alright, so now I have 1 militia and 4 rune. I really wanted to get Ascetic of the Lidless Eye, which is draw 2 cards, but unfortunately I can't. So I'll just stick with Avatar Golem, over here. Gain 2 attack power for this turn, and gain 1 honor for each faction among constructs you control. So I can either get so it depends on the faction. So for example, Enlightened here is similar to blue and white in Magic because it deals with drawing more cards, banishing monster cards on the center. So it's like white, where you just simply banish a card from the game. Enlightened is also good for instant defeat monsters. That's a white ability that's pretty common in Magic. Void is similar to black because it's similar to discard a card, draw a card, like that. Sometimes like red too, because it's like draw a card, discard a card, always. Mechana is similar to blue also, but they are more artifact and enchanted base. There's no counters here, or no counter spells, no instants like that. There's only, if you were to compare it to Magic, it's only like enchantments, artifacts, and sorceries. And Lifebound is green, obviously. So work together. If you play many Lifebound cards in one turn, you might get a bonus. So it's sort of similar to green and its ability to synergize with cards of a similar type. So enough explaining, let's get this one, and we're done here. What's he gonna get? He just has an heavy infantry. Okay, 2 heavy infantries. Not bad. Let's go ahead and get this. So now I can get either the Grand Design. Once per turn, gain 2. You may spend it only to acquire Mechana constructs. So that's the catch about the Mechana faction, because you're only, for most of the time when you get these constructs, you're only forced to acquire constructs in turn. So you're kind of, stuck with this playstyle. Then you can I can also get Ozaya, the Peerless. Defeat a monster that has 6 or less for free. So I can either defeat this cultist up here or Samael's Trickster for free. So no need to get attack power. Then Landtalker, Lifebound, so gain 3. And Arbiter of the Precipice again. So let's stick with, this is very situational, Ozaya. I don't want to stick to Mechana for now. Let's just stick to Ascetic of the Lidless Eye. I always want to get more cards, more opportunities. So we'll stick with that. Okay, he's got Samael's Trickster. And let's move on. Okay, so again, Watchmaker's Altar. Once per turn, gain 1. You may spend it only to acquire Mechana constructs again. Why, guys? Why are you doing this to me? Don't you want me to diversify? But anyway, that's that. Alright, so now I can defeat Mephit. Reward, gain 2 honor. And you may banish a card in the center row. Can you actually read the text here, by the way? Because I realize on the game screen it might be too small, and I can't highlight. So I'll probably have to do I'll have to read it for you, so you all can see. I'll probably fix it in the next game, next time I play. But for now, I'll get rid of Mephit and gain 2 points, and then banish a card in the center row. I may. So I'm not forced to banish, but I can choose to. Let's get rid of the Grand Design, because here it's worth 6, but it has 6 honor on the lower left. So whoever gets this will get 6 extra points in their honor at the end of the game. So let's get rid of this. Banish it. Be gone. And then I'm gonna get... Oh, now I know what to do now. Right click is to highlight it. All right. So here you have Seer of the Fork Path. Enlightened Hero. Draw a card. You may banish a card in the center row. So this is where the blue part comes in, drawing a card, at least for me. And then you may banish a card in the center row where the white comes in. So you're not forced to banish, because if you are forced to banish, that's void. You always have to banish. So for now, I'll stick with this. I like this ability because that means if there's like a really powerful hero or monster that's here, I don't want my opponent to get it. I'll banish it. So if I can't get it, no one can. So you gotta be a bit selfish sometimes. Oh, there's a new one. Void Initiate. Gain 1. And then you may banish a card in your hand or discard pile. Alright. So again, if you want to make your cards more efficient, you can also use some of these cards to banish these. So if you have too many apprentices, they don't even have that much value. You might as well get rid of them and get more powerful cards sooner. So I'll get this. I'll acquire the Void Initiate. End the turn. This is good, you know, you get to learn things along the way. It's really different when you're streaming because you have to take all of these things into consideration. All right, now we've got the twofold Ascara. Coffee. I've already drunk my coffee. I don't want to have another one yet. So let's get the Apprentice. And then Avatar Golem. Gain 2, gain 1 for each faction. All right, now what do we need? We don't have any monsters we need to defeat. Therefore, for the twofold Ascara, copy the effect of a hero played this turn. We'll play it. We'll copy an apprentice. So we'll just have an extra 1 point of room. So I'll use that to get Shadow Star. Costs 3, once per turn, gain 1 attack power. So that's good. If you want to have extra, you know, to defeat the monsters. And, ooh, another Void Initiate. All right, I'll take that. And then defeat the cultist over here. Look at that. Look at that, Milas. What a face. Goodness gracious. He's probably seen better days. He needs to shave. But, to the void with you. And that's that. End turn. By the way, for anybody who is watching, I am actually streaming on YouTube and Twitch. So if you guys want to go ahead and see it, feel free to join me over there. All right. So now, let's go... Deranged Proclaimer, decent enough to hold a scroll. At least he has, you know, at least he has a purpose. I mean, look at all the bones. He's like Rattle Shirt, I believe, from A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones, who has armor made of bones. That's a very similar aesthetic. Ren Connect says, artwork is really good as well. I'm amazed how much effort is placed on it. Yes, it's true. The art is beautiful. And these are just like the beginning editions. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot better when we move up in the game. But anyway, let's get back to this. So, Militia, +1 attack, +2 attack. Apprentice, 1 rune. And then Avatar Golem, +2. So I get 4 now. And then Ascetic of the Lidless Eye, draw 2 cards. So I got more there. Now, what I can do here, I can get the Spike Vixen. So gain 1 attack and draw a card. I'll take that. More cards is good. Unfortunately, I don't have enough attack because I only have 4. I'm not able to defeat the Earth Tyrant, which is 6, which is a waste because I could gain 5 honor and draw 2 cards. That's a pity. So for now, I'll just get rid of these cultists. And then get an extra heavy infantry. And end turn. So according to Milas, yes, tabletop games have the best art. Magic the Gathering is one of the biggest inspirations that led me to start digital painting. Interesting. I always thought it was video games that, you know, was a big part of it. But, okay. I can see where you're coming from. Now, let's do this. So get an apprentice, +1 rune, +1 rune. So now, because what happened was, I played the Void Initiate, so gain 1 here, and you may banish a card in your hand or discard pile. So let's get rid of one of these apprentices, because they're just taking up space. They don't have an honor value at the bottom left. Might as well get something more special. So, to the void with you. Goodbye, young monk. Sent to the Shadow Realm. Alright. Draw a card. So next, Seer of the Forked Path. Draw a card. You may banish a card in the center row. Let's do that. We'll draw a card, and we may banish a card. Let's get rid of... Actually, if I work to get to Ozaya, I can defeat a monster that has 6 or less. That's perfect to defeat the Earth Tyrant. So I'll probably keep Ozaya here, but I'll probably get rid of Land Talker. Hey, it's Arha Templar. He's the guy on the cover of this game. So defeat a monster that has 4 or less. So if you are the type of person that likes to do insta defeat strategies, go for Enlightened Faction. Okay, now Void Initiate, and I have another Void Initiate. So get rid of another card in my hand or discard pile. Let's get rid of another Apprentice. Bye bye. And then now what I can do, copy twofold Ascara, copy the effect of a hero played this turn, play that, and then let's copy so let me just calculate. So if I want to, I can copy the Void Initiate, I get +1 and banish, or I can do Seer the Forked Path, draw a card, and banish. What's still in my deck here? I don't know what's next, so let's just pick... Oh, this is tricky. Alright. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'll just copy this because it's sure. So, banish a militia. Bye now! Okay. Now I can get either Flytrap Witch, so instant gain 2 honor, and draw a card, or Arbiter of the Precipice. Draw 2 cards, banish a card in your hand. Let's try Flytrap Witch, because at least I get 2 honor instantly and I draw an extra card. No risks. End turn. Oh my goodness, look at that. My opponent already has 19 honor. I wasn't noticing it. I was too busy explaining things. How did that happen? Okay. Alright, it's time to get serious. Okay. I think it's time to get another Shadow Star. So I can get an extra 1 again, and then get a heavy infantry and leave. Oh, that's the reason why he's got something. Okay, he's taking advantage. Because he's got this construct to gain, he gains extra 2, so he can get more Mechana constructs. So you take the strategy that I did not want to. So I was careless. Alright, let's defeat Mephit. Gain 2 and banish a card in the center row. Let's do that. And we'll banish... The construct is like an enchantment, yes. A construct is like an enchantment, definitely, because it has an ongoing effect. Yes, correct, Milas. Let's get rid of... I really like Emery, one with a Void, because you gain +4 attack power. So we'll just get rid of Arha Templar. We'll get more Mystics, and defeat a Cultist, and end turn. Look at that, he's already got 28, I only have 12. I really didn't notice. So now I've got 2 Shadow Stars down here. So what this means, I always start the round with 2 extra attack power. So we'll gain a Void Initiate, we can banish a card, so we can get rid of a militia. And then apprentice. So now we've got 5. Let me choose. So I can choose either Snapdragon, once per turn. This time it's +1 on the rune power, so I can buy stuff. And then this is the ability of green, of Lifebound, Unite. So once per turn, if you played a Lifebound hero, you gain an extra point of honor. So that's the specialty of green. It's sort of like tribal decks in Magic. So if you've got elves, every elf that you get gains +1/+1. So same thing here with Ascension. If you've played a Lifebound hero, you will get extra honor, for example. According to Milos, the animation and graphics is very similar to Duels of the Planeswalkers. Yeah. Very, very similar concept. And fun. Pretty fun. I'll stick with Ascetic of the Lidless Eye. I want to get more cards and then defeat the cultists. So what's happening is that because since there's no monsters over here, they're just steadily whittling down the cultists. So that's also a valid strategy. I've won using that. And yeah. And yes, Milos, Lifebound creature type. So you're not trying to get, like, for example, Ozaya is like a human creature in Magic, for example. And you have to get like not only enlightened, but human. It's not like that here. You just have to be part of the faction, and that will already be considered like part of your tribe, so to speak. So now let's go get Flytrap Witch. So instant 2 honor for me and draw a card. And then Spike Vixen, gain 1 attack power, draw a card. Void Initiate, gain 1 instantly, and then banish one of my cards. Again, you don't have to do that, but I want to because I want to try to get the really good cards immediately. So, play Apprentice, Heavy Infantry. So now I've got 5 attack power and then draw 2 cards. Another Heavy Infantry and another Apprentice. We've got quite a lot of things we could do here. So let's just get 1 Mystic because, well, there's no monsters I can get. And I've gotten rid of most of my apprentices anyway. And then just get rid of the cultists 3 times. We're whittling down their order bit by bit. My next goal is to get rid of the Hedron cannon here, because this character has, see, they've got both the Grand Design and Watchmaker's Altar. So they've got an extra 3/2 here and 1 honor rune that they can use, so they can buy Mechanic constructs at a discount. So if it's their turn, they'll only have to pay 5 when it's their turn. And I don't want that. So let's go take this down. Yes, Miles, it sounds like a yeehaw when you defeat the cultists. Like, yeehaw! Yeah! I know, strange, isn't it? So, Heavy Infantry, Mystic, gain 1, draw a card. Hey, draw 2 cards. More cards, keep drawing those cards. Apprentice here, and then Seer of the Fork Path, draw a card. Banish Hedron Cannon. If I can't get it, you can't get it either. And alright, then Mystic over here. Now, I'm interested in this. The All-Seeing Eye. Once per turn, this is a construct. So once per turn, you may draw a card. I want that. But first, let's get rid of the 2-fold Ascara. Let's use it on Ascetic of the Lidless Eye to get 2 more cards. Milo says, this deck of yours is like a blue wizard drawer. Yeah, similar to that. So it's all about just, you know, get more, get more, get more, get more. That's how I like to build it for this game. But they're also tutors, if you're familiar with that, Milas. You know, search your card for this type of card and then that's it. But it's just more of search your card for this faction. So, but they do have that kind of card. So Void Initiate. Banish a card in your hand or discard pile. I have 0 in my discard pile, so I will say none. I don't want to banish this. None. Alright, now I have 9 total. So that means we can easily get the All-Seeing Eye. But we don't have anything else, so we'll just get rid of... That was a grunt at the end. And then get a Mystic. And then enter. So now we've got 0. So that means I'm still allowed to play my turn because we need to have like an even number of turns. But that means we're at 0. I can still earn honor points, but that means that after my turn here, the game is over. So I'll have to do my best. So I've got 6 total, 1 apprentice left. Ascetic, draw 2 cards. Keep adding the points. Banish a card in your hand or discard pile. Let's just get rid of the apprentice here. And then gain 2. Oh boy, they don't have any monsters here that would have given me good points, so I'm stuck with getting heavy infantry, 2 of them, and then 4 cultists are going into the void. Bye bye now. You can still get points even if it's 0. It just indicates that the game is going to be over after this. And that's that. So, player 2, the enemy, is the winner. So, in the game, I only managed to get 27 honor, while they got 41 honor. And the value of the cards here, if you can recall, each card has an honor value at the bottom here. So their total is 26 honor that they have in total. So actually, they did not get that much. Their cards were not that much, but they were able to capitalize and defeat a lot of cultists. So I think that's the reason why they were able to get so many points. Whereas for me, let's take a look at mine. I've got quite a variety of cards, so there is the downfall in that. If you keep trying to get too many cards, it may work, but you know, if you're trying to build it up, sometimes you're not gonna get what you're looking for in the end. So I lost this time. That's fine. We'll leave it at that and then try again. So how was your first instance of watching this game, Ascension, the deck building game, Milas and Ren? And yes, by the way, this is free to play on mobile. And thank you both for choosing to share my stream on Facebook. I appreciate it. Once again, for everybody who is watching, I do stream on Twitch and YouTube, and I also have a Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account, and we also have a Discord server, the Serjay Nation. If you want to become part of my growing community, feel free to check out the links on the About page of my Twitch channel, Serjay Svek Twitch, or visit my YouTube channel, Serjay Svek. All of the links are available there, and you can actually follow the marquee down here, and then you'll be able to see the links there. So Milas says, still learning. I joined in the middle of your tutorial, so you need a repeat. All right, then. We can go ahead and do that. And I do like the octopus emoji over there, so let's use that. Let's do another basic. So maybe we'll go to the more advanced ones later on. So we'll stick to a basic one. No, let's not do easy, because it's gonna be. I want even whether I win or lose. It's not important. I just want to show what happens when you play. Let's go for magic next time, because Ren Connect says, let's study more as well. Hope to play with you guys as well. If you want to learn magic, Milas is the one in my circle of friends who's good at that. So learn from him, not from me. We're gonna try and vary up our playstyle this time. I guess the reason why it's so difficult for me is because I'm adjusting back to the base version of the game. In later expansions of the game, you do have to pick a faction that you're part of, and that will influence your playing style. So now I'm free to do whatever I want, and it's kind of tricky, trying to adjust and realize that, hey, you can play whatever you want. So let's do that. Look at this monster, the mistake of creation, Milas. I think this is something that you would really appreciate. They've got a bird's beak over here. They got a person's hair, snakes for tongues, and then people's skulls. This is something that I think that you would, the kind of monster art that you would appreciate. Some kind of chimerical thing. And they've got corrosive widow over here. The monsters are really amazing if you're into that kind of thing. You might get quite a bit of inspiration here. And Mila says, yes, it's like an undead chimera. Really one of those, yeah. So let's play all. Apprentice +1 rune power. Again, I can use that to buy heroes or constructs. So your creatures or your enchantments and magic. And then militia for your attack power to hopefully defeat these monsters. So I don't have enough attack power to defeat any of the monsters here, but I do have enough rune power to buy Wolf Shaman. So Wolf Shaman here, gain 1 extra on that turn and draw a card. So the effects actually don't happen immediately. So if I buy this one, I'm not going to get an extra, but only when they come in during that turn. So I'll acquire this. Let's see. Okay, so there's no monster that appeared, so let's just defeat a cultist for a free honor point. And then end my turn. They've been getting a lot of heavy infantry. Interesting. So now we got a full deck of 5 apprentices, so +5 all in all. Now let's go. Pretty much the only one I can get is Fly Trap, which again, instant 2 honor points and draw a card, or Ascetic of the Lidless Eye, so instant draw 2 cards. I'll get this one and end my turn. They defeated Mephit. Wow, they're already getting started. Hey, they've got quite a few mistakes of creation here. This is the new monster, Tormented Soul. Gain 2 honor and draw a card. Let's see what we could do here. Alright, because I have Wolf Shaman, I drew an extra card, so now I have 6. That means I can get, since there are quite a few monsters here, I think it's still a good investment to get Ozaya, the Peerless. Defeat a monster that has 6 or less for free. So all of these monsters can be defeated by Ozaya once I get to draw him. So let's get that and leave. But look at this. This is Wind Tyrant. Looks more like a Chinese dragon, actually. So all the tyrants are like some of the big bosses of this game at the beginning. So yeah, we'll have to look forward to that. But my cards are still so weak, I don't have enough heavy infantry. I think I should be going for that. So let's do that. So Earth Tyrant definitely looks like one of those classic Western dragons. And yeah. Sorry. Ozai got beaten and then exiled him, and he got exiled as the Peerless as Ozaya. Looks like we're crossing over with Avatar: The Last Airbender, I see. Okay, so we've got 3 and 1. Come on, Aesthetic. Give Ozaya to me. Yes! Alright, we've got Ozaya. Jillian says magic cards. Somewhat. It's not really magic. This is Ascension, the deck building game on Steam. Free to play on mobile, but with some cost when getting expansion packs. And then for Steam, you do have to pay a price up front, but you do get most of the expansions. All that's left separately to buy is the Delirium and the Deliverance expansion. But Delirium and Deliverance are like 2017, 2018. This online version that you have on mobile and Steam, it does not have the latest version from 2020 and 2021. So we're still kind of behind compared to the tabletop, unfortunately. Which is a pity because I think the latest versions deal with like pirates. So Milos would probably remember Ixalan from those days when I was still playing Magic. It's fun. Of course, Milos loves Magic very much. I'm aware about his love for Magic. But for now, we're gonna use Ozaya the Peerless, defeat a monster that has 6 or less for free. That means I can defeat any of these monsters that I wanted to. So let's see. Gain 3 honor instantly and 3 extra rune points to make it 6. Earth Tyrant, gain 5 honor and draw 2 cards. Corrosive Widow, gain 3 honor. Each opponent must choose and destroy a construct they control. So this guy does not have any constructs or enchantments. And when you say destroy here, that means you just put it in your discard pile. It's not banish to the void where it's exiled, like in Magic. They'll still be able to draw them again. It's just, you have to go through the hassle of drawing them, playing them, that's it. And taking up an extra space in your hand. So this is useless for now, Corrosive Widow. And then Mistake of Creation, gain 4, banish a card in the center row or a card in your discard pile. I'll think about that. So for now, let's stick with Wind Tyrant because I gain 5 honor and I draw 2 cards. I get Apprentice, I get 4, and I get Wolf Shaman again, so this is 5 total. And I draw another card, Apprentice, so it's 6. So the new card here is Mechana Hero Reactor Monk. Gain 2 honor, pay 1 less the next time you acquire a construct this turn. Or Flytrap Witch again, gain 2 and draw a card. I'm actually missing out, so let's just get more heavy infantry. I think that's gonna be good because that's why we keep losing, because we don't get to defeat the monsters. So let's try to follow their strategy and see how it goes. I do like that comment from Milos. Ixalan is the last expansion of Magic that I played before I decided, you know what, I'm spending so much money on Magic, I'm not even playing it that seriously, might as well stop. But I do like the style of having pirates and dinosaurs in like Central America Conquistador era. Conquistador vampires with Central American locals that ride dinosaurs looking for treasure. So that was a really interesting series expansion. And then by 2018, I believe that's when they went back to what was that place again? Return to Ravnica, I think it was. And then they just went back to the old Weatherlight saga again. But yeah, that was good. Those were good times. I do want to see weird combinations like those again. Pirates and dinosaurs. Let's see. Heavy infantry, +2. I get 3 for Apprentice and Ascetic of the Lidless Eye, so 2 extra cards. What do I got? I got a Militia and an Apprentice. So I don't have much I could do here. I'm gonna go Okay, so with Reactor Monk, I can pay one less. So if ever I get this, that means Hadron Link Device is going to be 6 instead. And what it does is that all constructs are Mechana constructs. So if I still have Reactor Monk here, that means I will always get a discount. So let's try... We're tied here for honor, but let's try Reactor Monk and get rid of Occultist. And according to Milas, you could try Magic the Gathering Arena. It's free and it allows you to get cards via free gameplay. Yeah. And according to Milas, Hadron Link Device is like an artifact. Yeah, it's also like an artifact. Actually, constructs are similar to both artifacts and enchantments here. So they both have an ongoing effect, and you know, they could pretty much do anything for any faction. So it may belong to a faction, but sometimes it can benefit all factions. And here is the new card that came into the center, just to show you. Void Thirster, a void construct. Once per turn, gain 1 attack power. The first time you defeat a monster in the center row each turn, gain 1 honor extra. So if I were to defeat any of these monsters, aside from the honor that they would give me, for example 3, I would get 1 extra honor. But I can't do anything about that. Let's end the turn first. Keeps getting heavy infantry. Maybe I should do that also. Okay, but for now, we'll stick with what we got. And we've got our main man, Ozaya. Let's do this. We'll defeat the Wind Tyrant. Bye-bye. And then we've got 1 militia and 3 apprentices. Hey, it's Core. So, Core the Ferromancer. If you control 2 or more constructs, draw a card. So this is, if I do this, I'll probably have to focus more on, what's this? Strategizing to get more constructs so I can maximize Core. So we'll probably get him first. And then, because constructs require runic power to buy, I'll get a Mystic. Purple is a color I never see in Magic, according to my list. I always thought of Wizards of the Coast adding a new color land mana type. I think there were purple cards at one point, Milas, maybe you can check. But it's like something like a star color, like a constellation type. I'm not sure how to describe it, but there were purple bordered cards at one point in Magic, I think. They got Demon Slayer. Wow. Kimetsu no Yaiba. I think Infinity Train. I think that's the saga. Infinity Train came out recently. Pretty interesting movie. I've never watched Demon Slayer. I don't have any intention of watching the anime, but it looks like a lot of fun. And I do like the coats. I'll give it that. I do like the coats. So I've got 6 here. That means I can defeat Earth Tyrant, gain 5 honor, and draw 2 cards. Would you look at that? There were. See, I told you there were purple Magic cards, but only for a specific time. I don't know. I don't remember where, but yeah. So gain 5, draw 2 cards. I'll gladly draw those cards. Thank you. I get an Apprentice. Now, what I can do, I can get Watchmaker's Altar or Void Thirster. So let's get Void Construct. Once per turn, gain an extra 1 attack power or gain 1 runic power. But I can only spend it on Mechana constructs. I really want to get Hadron Link Device so that all constructs will be treated as Meccano constructs. So I can get this and still get the 1 discount. But for now, we'll try this and work towards that. I'm glad to note that, yeah, I was able to educate Milas, I guess, on that there were purple magic cards. It kind of feels good about that. Okay, new character here in the middle, Lifebound Initiate. Gain 1 rune and 1 honor. A time spiral, I see. That's a very old expansion now. The first expansion I think you showed me, Milos, was Kamigawa back in the day. And for when I used to watch my siblings play, it was 5th edition. So I'm pretty much showing my age when it comes to the editions of Magic. I was never like a good player of Magic, but I do enjoy reading the flavor text at the bottom and the art. I do love those things. That I can appreciate. So Reactor Monk, gain 2 rune, pay 1 less next time you require a construct this turn. So should be, I will get a discount. Yes, I do get a discount. I can get Hadron Link Device. Yes, perfect. And Core the Ferromancer. Gain 2 attack power. If you control 2 or more constructs, draw a card. I don't have any constructs down here, so that won't work. But at least I get an extra 2 attack power. So let's do that. We'll gain Hadron Link Device. So I should get the discount for all constructs. So this Watchmaker's altar will apply to all constructs that appear here. So we'll focus on that playstyle this time. And defeat 1 cultist. It would really be bad if the cultist sounds like Goofy when defeated. Ahoy! Or Tom. How does Tom from Tom and Jerry sound when he is defeated again? Ah ha ha hi! I don't know. I'm beginning to forget my old cartoons. So Militia +1/+1. Apprentice +1. Draw 2 cards with Ascetic of the Lidless Eye. More apprentices. So not much I could do here, but we've got Ozaya coming in with the clutch again. Ozaya is here, coming in for the win. Which one do we defeat? Don't you believe it? According to Tom. Tom, according to Ren. Interesting. And Milo says Portal. Portal. That's a nice expansion. Portal was theirs, and then Mercadian Masks next, then Onslaught, Legion, Scourge, Mirrodin, and then Kamigawa. Okay, but I only knew you, Milos, when you were showing Kamigawa at the time. I do like that aesthetic. I think Ren Connect would appreciate that because it's all about feudal Japan. So ninja, samurai, all those things. Yes. Tom, the cat, says, "Ga ha ha ha." There we go. That's the scream of Tom right there. So now let's get back to the game. Because I've got Ozaya here, Sea Tyrant, I'll defeat this so I get an extra 5 honor. The opponent does not have more than 1 construct. They don't even have constructs, so this is useless, but I'll get the reward. That's fine with me. So now they've got 23, I've got 22. We're good. And now I can get another Meccano construct, Burrower Mark II. If you've watched The Incredibles, this is the Underminer. Once per turn, when you play a Meccano construct, including this one, draw a card. All right. So this means that when I get this card in my hand later, and then I put it here on this deck, I will always get a free card. I like the flavor text on this one. Can you dig it, sucker? Brings back memories of Booker T and the WWE. Goodness gracious. Temple Librarian is the new card here. If you discard a card, you can discard a card, and if you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, so this is also sort of where the blue side comes in. You can choose to where you choose to discard a card and you draw a card. The void is more like red in the other case, because you always have to draw a card, then discard a card. Yeah, like that. You don't really know what you're gonna get, but you're forced to discard in exchange. Okay, so that, end turn. Milo says, the flavor text also helped me to learn to create captions for your art. Ah, interesting, interesting. So that's where it's coming from. Oh, I think you're gonna like this one, Milo's. Tablet of Time's Dawn. Enlightened construct. You may banish this construct to take an additional turn after this one. So this is something like Time Walk from Magic. Yeah, if you banish this, put it in the void, you're not able to use it anymore, but you can get that free turn. I think I was able to win a game here using this. And the new one is Cetra, Weaver of Stars. Acquire a hero without paying its cost. Place it on top of your deck. So instead of it going here to your discard pile where it still be shuffled and everything, you can put it here so it's guaranteed to go next. And yes, Milas, this is definitely a pivotal card, Tablet of Time's Dawn. So anyone who can get it will get the advantage. Well, I have enough to defeat Corrosive Widow. I'll take that advantage. Even though they don't have any constructs on their end, that's okay. I'm just here for the reward, which is 3 extra honor. And then, because of that, there's no more monsters we need to defeat here at this point. We'll just get a Mystic, because I would like to get the tablet. Oh, we've got 1 honor left. Gotta make it work. Okay, Hedron Link Device. All constructs as Mechanic constructs. Wolf Shaman, gain 1, draw a card. Reactor Monk is here. Okay. And then Heavy Infantry. If you gain 2 control or more constructs, draw a card. I still only have 1 construct, so I can only gain +2. Mystic, get that. Reactor Monk, gain 2, pay 1 less for the next time you acquire a construct this turn. Let's see. Okay, so this one was discounted. All of these are now discounted because I have the Hedron Link Device. So even though these are not Mechanic constructs, this is a Void, this is a Lifebound, and this is an Enlightened. Even though I don't have that, because of Hedron, they are now considered Mechana. So now I have the discount. Let's get Tablet of Time's Dawn. And defeat a cultist. Or 2. You're not going alone. You're going with a friend, like Bob Ross. Happy little accident that you joined this cult. Bye-bye. Okay, so I wasn't able to play the card, but we still managed to win. So, let's see here. I've got less on the honor side from defeating monsters. I've got 28, and they've got 33. But because of all the cards that I've gotten here, thanks to their cumulative honor value at the bottom, down here, thanks to the cumulative honor that they've got at the bottom here, I was able to get 35 total compared to their 17, and because of that, I've gotten the win instead. So 28 plus 35, 63, they're 33 plus 17, 50. So it's not just a matter of defeating monsters in the center, it's also what kind of cards that you have. So sometimes you really have to get rid of cards like the Apprentice because they have no honor value. So they can help only at the beginning, but near the end you need to get better cards. Same with the Militia. They don't have an honor value, so they don't have much help near the end. Sort of like basic lands. Basic lands are good when you're starting out, but later on, I find that eventually you don't need all that many basic lands. Sometimes you need to get those hybrid lands or lands with special effects. So, same thing. Get rid of what you don't need, keep only what you need. And I think having this was a big help. The Hedron Link device was an extra 7 honor, so that's already big. The Watchmaker's Altar was 5, so I've already got 12. Core was 3, and then Borrower was 3. So yeah, constructs usually have a big cost associated with them. So thankfully, we were able to do well, and Ozaya, my man, was able to bring us a lot of points. So good job, Ozaya. Even the Immortals fear his mighty blade. So that was it. That was a win for us here. And I'm very thankful that I was actually able to join. And I even got an achievement, On Your Way. I guess it's for getting a win here. And actually, the good thing about this game is that if you want, you can actually change the background. So this is the original look of the game. And you can choose, depending on the expansion pack, what you want the background to look like. So this is the latest one available, called Deliverance. The music changes too. Very somber, because this is a very important part in the lore, because they're trying to like save everybody from a nightmare world. So yeah. My personal favorites are War of Shadows. Look at that. You know, the mobile version does not have these particles coming out. It's beautiful, isn't it, Milas? Yes, indeed. Hot damn art. This is the 10th expansion. And yeah, this expansion introduces night and day mechanics. I think next time I'm gonna go play the more expansions, so you guys will be able to see what they've been doing since then. But this is my personal favorite because it's so calming. This is Dreamscape. Just appreciate that. Makes you feel like you're gonna fall asleep, huh? So because of the events that were introduced here in the lore, when the people of the world discovered the dreamscape, this dream world, eventually what happened is that it got corrupted. And what happened is that it led to the events of delirium, where all the dreams and became corrupted and became nightmares, which plagued the people, which drove the heroes of the world mad. And eventually, after that, we're leading to the current event here, which is Deliverance, because they're now trying to free people from the nightmares that are happening in the world, and then that's it. They're trying to end and close off the dreamscape from the world forever. According to Ren Connect, the music of Dreamscape makes me think that you'll be reading more Harry Potter. The music, I mean. Yeah, it does. That's why I love listening to the Dreamscape version of the menu, because it's really calming. And according to Milos, he really wants to thicken that thin bridge. Yeah, this bridge is not safe to walk on, I think. It's probably not going to last a lot of traffic. They probably need like more trusses at the bottom, maybe a suspension. But you know, you don't have to think too much about that. This is like those mystical areas, so-called. But yeah, and just to check a bit more, this is the second expansion, Return of the Fallen. So yeah, this is a monster I think you would appreciate, Milas. This is Samael the Fallen. In the lore, Samael was the original boss, the original villain of the game. So if you recall, the objective of Ascension is to gain more honor points. And what those honor points are is actually, for you, the person with the more honor points is the person that has the honor of fighting and defeating Samael, the villain, over here. So yeah, but Samael is already long gone, long defeated in the lore, because, well, he's the first. But look at that, Milas. And I think Ren can also appreciate it because I think Samael is also included in Persona 5 as a persona. So yeah. And Samael the Angel, it looks like a vertical Ravana, yes. Samael, named after Samael the Angel, but yes. But unlike Ravana from Ramayana, who has like 10 heads or 50 heads, Samael just has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mouths and 4 arms and then 2 horns that split into snakes. So this is some very interesting art. And after Samael was defeated, the next big boss was Iblis, the gatekeeper. I think you guys, anyone who knows me knows that I love reading up on the lore. So Iblis looks like that trickster character who was corrupted and then became evil, without spoiling too much of what happened, but yeah. And then eventually, after that, I forgot the name of this one, but yeah, this was another important boss. I think he was the son of Samael, if I recall correctly. And then after that was Adayu. So Adayu was a former monk who dreamed stuff, and well, what happened was that his visions could actually shape reality. But the problem was, in this Realms Unraveled part, he became corrupted, and because of that, his mind was producing like monsters and weird stuff that happened. And the goal here in this expansion was to defeat Adayu and then bring peace to his mind. And eventually they did, and then Adayu became a god. So this series also has some interesting lore, even though I don't think they have like stories like Magic does or stuff, but yeah, they do have a lore and it's very nice to know. And this is like the closest one, my list, to Ixalan, Valley of the Ancients, because you do, or Amonkhet actually, because you do have to control, because remember, if you remember in Amonkhet, Milas, you have temples that you control to, Bontu and a bunch of other people, other gods. So here, the same. You control a bunch of temples here, and whoever controls either the Valley of Death or the Valley of Life would get the Valley of Immortality and gain a whole bunch of other bonuses. So this is also a fun one. And then yeah, going back to the Dreamscape where they have to deal with all the nightmares that are driving people mad, and then Deliverance, which is the current one in this game. So yeah, I think we're going to stop it here because it's almost lunchtime here in my area on a Sunday, and I appreciate everybody for stopping by. So any last comments, any last words before we wrap up this stream? And again, if anybody wants to catch me again, I may not stream that often, but when I do, and if you want to be informed, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Serjay Svek. Excuse me. I also stream simultaneously on Twitch. My Twitch channel is Serjay Svek Twitch. And if you want to check out my Discord, that's where you can get also the latest announcements. It is the Serjavian Nation. And you can also check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I also have pages there. Just search for Serjay Svek and you'll find me. But the links to my Discord and all my social media are available on the About page of my Twitch and on the descriptions of my YouTube videos. So last words here. Ren Connect says, good stream and can't wait for the next one. Well, I will make sure that you will be informed first. And Mila says, my fave Mortal Kombat. Why did I say Mortal Kombat? Magic the Gathering's story is the Onslaught block. Kamal, Phage, and Akroma's story. Ah, yes, that's a good one. We can discuss that definitely another time. And Mila says, yes, pretty good stream, buddy. Well, thank you very much for that. I know that Mila's and Ren Connect have been encouraging me to stream for a very long time because it's been, I think, 2 months since my last stream, and I'm eternally grateful for their support. And I hope, and I think I was able to deliver. I was able to deliver a good stream and, you know, give some entertainment. So I'd like to thank everybody again who chose to drop by. And for those of you who will be watching the VOD, it will be available on my YouTube channel, Serjay Svek. So feel free to stop on by, and if you want, give a like, comment, and subscribe. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for watching. My name is Kevin, also known as Serjay Svek. You take care, and always stay safe. Bye now.